Coach found what may be the smoking gun for why the Browns cannot miss this year. Like, this is for sure they're good. Okay? So if you'll look, 1994 was the 49th year for the Browns. Right? So if you add 30 to right now, that's the 79th. You flip that upside down, we got our 76 coding. Okay? And we know 76 coding is good for Cleveland because of the Guardians. All right. Coach has a banger for some coding right here. We're going to get to our Browns. Coach was getting really fucking pissed about how they're doing his Browns, so he needed more signs, right? And he knew he was right. He didn't do the flippies with them like he did with the Lions. He just knew he had some numbers. There's only so many things you can get to. We had a lot of other fish to fry. We had to worry about fights, etc., right? So you get it. We're getting to it now, and we got it good. We already knew it was coded because of the first and last numbers, 46, 64. That's a flip, right? We'll look dead in the middle at 49, okay? Now, so 46 and 49, it's just a 6 flipped upside down, right? So 46, 49, that's a match, okay? Look at the one below it, 64. Flip the 4 and the 6, flip the 4 and the 9. You got 49, or you got 69. Flip the 9 upside down, you got 64, right? So these two, also a flip. So that got Coach wondering. If they flipped it every single way except one way, why did they not win it in 1994? So what happened in 1994? Well, it so happens the 1994 season was the 49th overall season of the Cleveland Browns, right? So 49 years in, it's 1994. What do you know, right? And it was the only season that Bill Belichick got to the playoffs, right? They ended up losing the Steelers. But you think this is a coincidence? His only playoff victory as head coach was against the Patriots, who would hire him less than a decade later, right? So we're going to pick up with the coding here in 1 second. We're going to need, the paper for this. You'll notice 8 Browns championships, 6 Steelers, assuming they're connected, is the Ohio Turnpike rivalry, whatever the hell it is, right? That's 86 coding, okay? Now, the Browns are certainly going to finish at 9-8 or 8-9. That is also 86 coding, okay? 6 of the 8 Browns championships contains a 4. The other 2 contain a 5. Alrighty? So Coach predicts, and you already know what's coming. They're flipping these bitches. So here's what Coach got. Alright? Now, if I had to throw out just some random ass ones that might hit, oddly enough, we could be just a year out. If there's one that has no hint on here apart from like you add up the math and it's 68 years from when we know one's hitting, then 2026. But Coach doesn't like 2026. He's just throwing that one out there that could be a wild card that could hit. He thinks we have enough without that one. The next one would be 2044, since they did 1955 and there's so many 4s. Coach could totally see a 44. But we're going to scratch both those off. This is Coach's official Browns Super Bowl predictions. Embrace yourself, because we have 4 of them coming this century. Okay? Including Coach's furthest off pick to date, even further out than 2086 Red Sox. Okay? Flipping 1954, we got the 2045 Super Bowl. Flipping 47, we got the 2074 Super Bowl. Okay? Flipping 48, we got the 2084 Super Bowl. Lastly, flipping 49, the only one of that series that hasn't been flipped, we've got 2094. And between the, so here's the numbers again: 2045, 2074, 2084, and 2094. The distance between the first and last of those, 45 and 94, 49-year gap. So, there you go. That's what Coach has.
How did you know who he was gonna pick?
We told him to. We've been telling him all day. From the moment he left his hotel room, we've been priming him, programming his subconscious. He's been seeing the number 55 all day long. On the elevator, in the lobby, even the stick pin on the doormat. Not only that, we loaded his route from the hotel to the stadium. He looks out the window, primers are everywhere. Now he doesn't see it, but he does. There's no getting around it. He even sees Farhad. Suggestions are everywhere, from the number of flowers in a vase to the tramp stamp or the hooker we sent to his room last night.
That is genius.
Yeah, and it's not only what he sees, it's what he hears. The Mandarin word for 5 is woo. There are 124 woo-woos in sympathy for the devil. Now he's not registering it, but it's all there. So when he picks up those binoculars, looks out on the field, sees a familiar face with the number 55 on his jersey, some little voice in the back of his mind says, that's it. And he thinks it's intuition, and he picks.
Do you want me to write it down?